you can look back and ask yourself questions. Why Africa endowed with so much in terms of resources of every kind, human and others? Why is Africa where we are today? There's no proper explanation. Why are countries that were at the same level as Africa maybe 30, 40 years ago have moved ahead 10 times ahead of us compared to where we were together last time? What is the explanation? There's something wrong, or maybe structural so, that we need to address. And if we could have this political will and driven by the sense of urgency, maybe we could see these developments for real. Well, and they are called a group of experts, but experts in, do you know they have not been here to, for example, talk to people who have actually been fleeing from Congo to Rwanda, and maybe to Uganda or some other places, but mainly here is what I'm more conversant about. They've never done that. Why? Why do you think an expert supposed to be taken seriously, and therefore the report they write would not have done that? It shows something, maybe akin to bias of some sort. And how do you address a problem like this? When, so that's, people are trying to write their own narratives. The group of experts maintains a narrative that was set long ago, close to 30 years ago, around the story of genocide. But they want genocide to be seen more in their own view than in the reality of what happened here. That's what I was referring to when I was talking of sanitization of certain parties and their involvement. It's a narrative that goes on for a long time. It's the victim, in the end, turns into a perpetrator. So Rwanda, which, if you look at history, which you talked about earlier, where we have come from, we must be made to carry the name of being some kind of perpetrator or responsible for the chaos in the region, and even in Eastern Congo or in Congo. Then they bring up issues about, mineral exploitation, that we are there for minerals. It's no longer an issue of FDLR. It's M23. It's no longer for their national rights in Congo. It's about being proxies for Rwanda to achieve exploitation of minerals, or achieve some even go to the extent of saying we want to cut part of Congo and annex it and make it ours. They create all sorts of theories and stories. So even if the report, the group of experts does not say that, but it provides the ground on which people can grow these seeds of confusion and division. And so we, in our case, we really have to always be careful, as we have been and continue to be, so that we don't get lost into this mess and forget our priorities, which is to keep Rwanda, Rwandans and those who live here, wherever they come from, secure, irrespective of the rumblings that go on around us. Picking de-dollarization as just one aspect of things we have to deal with as a continent should not take our attention away from the real day-to-day issues we have to deal with that are also important, like that one. But earlier we talked about political will and so on and so forth, that has to come together for us to achieve much. We even talked about, for example, the CFTA. If we have the CFTA working, and if we have, for example, regional integration working very well for us, and which will depend on a lot of political will, then you can start really talking about what currency you use, what means of trade do you, but just picking it from, outside these issues and just talk about that. My worry is you don't end up in a good place. You just get things even more confused than before. But that is something that people can think about, and my point is there are so many things to do, so many important things we must be thinking of doing, but it must be integrated with other things that we have to do, that will even give it a chance for it to survive beyond the debate. But if we want the debate for the sake of it, we can have a good debate about it. But is it what people are looking for? I think they want tangible results. But I'm saying to achieve the final goal of de-dollarization, there are other things that back it up that we shouldn't forget to do, including making integration work, making free trade and free movement of people, goods and services, work. That's when really that you have a chance of, so I'm talking about there are steps, but having a debate at the other end and you really want to move fast with it, and there are things that are going to put brakes on what you are doing, maybe, but it's a debate worthwhile having, but not forgetting what needs to be done.
I'm a king, yes, I'm a king, I think I'm a king,